Hey guys, how is it going? So in this video we will start with our to-do. First let's build a very simple a very simple card where we will house all our to-do logic, and then we'll move to JavaScript. Once we are done with our to-do, then we will move to actual styling of to-do, because I don't really like CSS, so I try to avoid it as much as I can. Let's go ahead and work on our to-do. What I'm going to do is, inside the container I will create a card, and this will the container for our to do for now. So let's go into CSS, and to card we will give a background. We will give the same background so that it looks blackish, and we will use white color on top of it so we can read our to-dos. We will give it a width of, let's say, 400 or 50% for now, 50%, and height we can give 600 pixel. We will give position absolute, and let's say bottom 50 pixel and right 50 pixel. I have not really prepared this CSS beforehand, so everything is on spot right now. We might see some issues. Let's go and see how this looks. Okay, this is here. This is our to do. Let's decrease the height a bit so it's not colliding. Anyway, I think we can read them on top of this, so not an issue. And we have some bottom and right padding here. So this is the place where we will write our to do. So it will have a heading, let's say H2 to do's, and then we can have an unordered list. So list will have list items. Let's give it an ID of tasks. Now what we need to do is, we will create a JavaScript file which will have all our to-dos, and we will create list items inside this unordered list programmatically, and we will operate on that. So let's see what I mean is, first create a to-do file and include it in our project. Okay, let us start with our iffy dunk func. Okay, let's declare our array of to-dos. Ideally we would want to get and save to do to Chrome storage, but first let's write all the logic with the array, and with our logic perfected, we can then move the array back to the Chrome storage so that it will be saved throughout logins and when you close your browser and so on. So task will be an array. Each array will be an object, the actual task name. So let's say 1, and if it is done, so right now let's say false, and we will copy this. Okay, let's rename some of these. 2, 3, 4, and let's do this one completed, done, true. Okay, now we need to loop all the tasks and put it inside this our container, the UL container, the list container. So we will grab all the tasks, each task one by one, and we will create a list element string. So what I mean to say is, let's say we declare a string here. Now we'll append the task to the previous task string. Okay, now we'll append the new list. Once we are done with the loop, we should have all the tasks in a list format, and then we will append all the complete task into our list holder. So So this is appending the list string to our list folder tasks. The list folder will be defined here. Let's see if this works. Let's see if only this part works. So refresh. As you can see, there are 4 tasks here. Okay, that's what we wanted. Now what we need to do is we need to have a checkbox to mark it as done and a delete button. So let's implement. Let's see how this looks. Okay, now we have a checkbox and we have a delete button. So when we mark the checkbox, the done should become true or false. So if it is checked, it should become false. If it is unchecked, it should become true, and so on. So let's implement this. So we need to somehow read a click event on the checkbox. So let's give it a class. And we need to define a click handler. Since these elements are dynamically added into our DOM, we need to have a click handler on the DOM itself, and then we need to read if the click is actually done on the input box. So it's done by on method dot click, and we need to check for dot done, that is if something with class done is clicked, and last is a function that you want to execute. So first just log if this works. Sometime I messed this up, so okay, log, let's see if it works. Okay, some place I messed it up, so let's go and try to fix this. Unclick dot done. Let's try to, I am not sure about the syntax. If this doesn't work, then I'll check on the jQuery website. Okay, this definitely didn't work, so let's go ahead and check on the website. This looks like the syntax which I was using earlier, so let's see. Document.on. Oh, I think we don't need quotes here. Let's try this. Let's see if this works. Okay, this works. So the code was unnecessary. Now what we need is, whenever this is clicked, we would want the index of the particular row. So let's see, if I click 2, I would want the index 1, the 0 waste index. If I click this, I would want the index 3, and so on. Once we have the index, we can mark this is done or false. So to get the index, you have this reference, the element that I actually clicked. So what I am going to do is grab the index from there. This. Now if I just get the index of this input, this is the first child of this li. We want the index of this li, so we will go to the parent of the input and then we will get the index. So we will go to the parent and then we will get the index. Let's see if I am getting the index correctly. As you can see, I got the index 1 in the console, here index 3, and so on. Okay, so index 2, index 0, again index 1, and so on. Okay, so this logic is working. Let's do the same thing to our button. So class delete, and we will need the swim logic. Now delete button should also work. As you can see, the index is logging in the console for delete button also, and nothing happens if I click the actual text. That's something which we want. We want only the checkbox and the delete button to be clickable. Now once we have the index, we can do the operations in our array. So tasks and the actual index. Dot done equal to, we'll just flip, we'll not say false because or true because this might be true or false and we might be toggling it. So if I just do click and false, and if I hard code it to false, no matter if I click it again, it will still be false. So you want to flip it, we want to toggle it, so we'll just do not operation. This should do this, and I will log the tasks here. Let's go ahead and refresh. Now we clicked on the second index, so in the second index, as you can see, done is true. If I click it again, second index will be done is false. So the completed logic is working, the checkbox logic is working. Now let's look at the delete logic. For delete logic, we just need to get rid of that index, and we can do this using slice or splice. Let's go ahead and try this. So let's click on the second, and okay, we have the index. Okay, I forgot the log. Let's refresh and click on this index 1. So we have 1, 3, 4, but 2 is gone. So now we need to update our task array also. For that, what we can do is we can put the whole printing in a new function print tasks. And whenever we do done or delete, we can print task again. I think it's important first to only do here, because done is not really messing with our array a lot. So try this, let's try this. Something is missing. Yeah, I need to call print tasks, because initially you'd want the tasks to be printed on the screen. Okay, so if I delete 2, it should go. Something went wrong. I have the initial 4 elements here. I have 1, 3, 4 here. 2 is missing. Oh, I know. We are appending it to the task, but we are not really clearing it before starting the loop. So let's clear that first. Tasks dot empty. So empty basically empty everything that's inside this container. It should work now. As you can see, 2 is gone, boom. 4 is gone, boom. 1 is gone, 3 is gone. So delete is working. Now for the done part, we can have a class that appends the class to the task array or the particular element, and we can have another design for it. Let's say cross it over or make it red or something. So I think this video is getting much longer. We'll do that in the next one. Thank you.